The following is a production of Stevenson Media. H-Town, what it do? I am the president of Houston Sports, Nick Stevenson. He is Mr. Ruben Calvillo, Mr. 713. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 30 of the Twin Toros podcast. Ruben, 30 episodes in, man. I want to wish you a very happy new year coming up. It's been a cool year for us, man, in the world of Houston sports content creators. A lot of dope things have happened, man. I'm so appreciative to all of our fans who have been checking us out and supporting us, whether it's on your channel or on ESPN 97.5. And it's just the beginning, baby. We got big things coming.
Yeah, no, this has been a crazy year for the channel, man. We find ourselves doing, ESPN, talking about wrestling, going to different events, man. This has been just a crazy year, and I'm happy that, we were able to meet and form this great show that now 30 plus episodes, man. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for 2025 because, something's big in store for both of us, Nick.
Oh, yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to thank you so much once again for taking the chance on the old man and hopping on this show with me, man. So let's talk about our Houston Texans, man. We've had some time to process everything that happened over this 3-game stretch where they played 3 games in 10 days. Neither one of us was very happy with this team after the Ravens game. And so it raises the question going into this last week of the season, week 18 versus the Tennessee Titans, who you do owe a lick back. My question to you, though, man, is with the 4th seed already locked down, that's where the Houston Texans are going to be. Who should the Texans consider resting, if anyone? Do you want to see anybody significant play?
Well, you heard D'Amico say yesterday, I believe, that he told everyone that they are playing. For how long? That's up to the Houston Texans. But I like what D'Amico Ryan said. We have to play good football heading into the postseason, and right now you are not. I mean, it's one thing if you were competitive against the Baltimore Ravens, then I could understand resting some of our key starters. But the fact that you put up 0 points, you heard CJ Stroud say it was the worst performance of his career. You got to get some type of momentum going in, whether that's 1 drive, 2 drive, a quarter. But I do think that they need to be out there in some way. I don't think Tennessee is going to be playing any of their significant starters because they themselves are not, trying to mess up the Houston Texans standards in any way. We are locked for the 4th seed. It's more beneficial for them to lose the game so they could try to get as close to the number 1 seed as possible. So maybe you take advantage of a Tennessee Titans team that doesn't have their starters out there. But I feel like after that performance, man, you kind of have to.
Is that confirmed that the Titans aren't starting their guys? Do you know?
I could
I'd
check
be shocked, honestly.
I could check the injury list right now.
Yeah. Let me know what you find out. Because honestly, I'd be shocked. I think they have nothing else to play for other than beat the Texans twice in the season. And I hope that wouldn't happen. I think that even if the Texans rest some players, they should be able to beat the Titans, you would think. I'm gonna be honest with you, Ruben. I don't want to see nobody on Sunday.
That's fair.
Want to see any single one of the Texans' significant playmakers. I don't need to see CJ. I don't need to see Nico. I don't need to see Mixon, Tunsil, Will Anderson, Stingley, Lassiter, Harris, Toto. I don't need to see nobody, bro. Treat this as the last game of the preseason, in my opinion. And this is the only reason why. You've had 17 weeks to figure this out. You think you're magically going to figure it out in week 18 versus the Titans? I highly doubt it. Your best chance to salvage this season is to win 2 playoff games. We've talked about it all year. And you're not going to win 2 play. You lose one more significant player on this team in a meaningless game, and you're definitely cooked. Texans might be cooked already, man, and I'm not trying to be negative, but you lose one more significant player. You lose Nico. You lose Joe Mixon. You're done. And they can still salvage this season, man. I think there's plenty of time for practice. I think there's plenty of time to try to correct some of the mistakes that they've made, but you have nothing to prove on Sunday versus the Tennessee Titans, man. And I want to have the best chance possible going into these playoff games, man. You got to win two. If you don't win two, I don't care what the regular season record is. It's a failed season.
No, I 100% see your point, and to back up what I said earlier about the Tennessee not playing their key starters, they're in play for the number one pick.
Yeah.
So what they need is a Buffalo Bills win over the Patriots, which definitely could happen,
Mhm.
and they need a Houston Texans win against the Tennessee Titans to secure the number one overall pick. So that is either going to be Shador Sanders or Cam Ward potentially in Tennessee next year with Coach Callahan calling plays for them. It's a no-brainer for Tennessee. I think they're going to try to get to the number one overall pick in this upcoming draft and rest their
Mm.
starters. So, but dude, I see your point, man, and I really don't care
Yeah.
if they go out there. I'll say okay, there needs to be a time limit. And we talked about getting into a rhythm. What if they don't get into a rhythm? What if they go out there and it's shit, again,
Yeah.
like we've seen all year?
Yeah.
Then the confidence is even lesser,
Which is highly possible.
which is highly possible with the way this offense has been playing all year. Um, but
Let me ask you this.
what D'Amico said, he
Yeah.
told everyone to expect to be out there. If there was guys who I think deserve rest, I'll go CJ, I'll go Nico, I'll go Joe Mixon. That's it on the offense. On the defense, both
Tunsil?
your edge rushers, Daniil, huh?
Tunsil?
No, his false starting ass needs to be out there. This entire offensive line's a joke, a
No, of course.
joke,
Of course.
and they need to be embarrassed by playing all four quarters against the Tennessee Titans.
Mm.
That's what they have given you. They don't deserve a rest against Tennessee. They have been abysmal all year, and they're still trying to figure it out. No, everyone
Yeah.
on the O line needs to play. On
So
the
I guess
defensive side,
go ahead.
no Stingley, in my opinion.
Mm-mm.
Daniil will. I don't want to see them.
I don't want to see Lassiter,
Um,
Harris, Toto, Bullock, Aziz. Nobody, bro.
nah. You're tripping. You're tripping. No, I think your linebackers need to be out there. We do get Aziz out Shire back, and he posted a funny Instagram reel. His face over Drewski, Demon Home Pussy. Just a funny meme that came out a couple of years ago. But we get to see a new
Yeah.
new linebacking core of Aziz, Christian, and Henry Tua out there.
Yeah.
But they need to be there.
I know they're gonna play. I just don't want to see it. Like D'Amico,
Yeah.
he's the head coach. That's what he's gonna do. And I think there is something to having some momentum going into the playoffs, I guess.
Winning cures all. And I know, as delusional as we are as Houston Texans fans, you get a win against the Tennessee, you're going to have confidence at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think you have a good chance, man, to beat Pittsburgh, which, is what we go back to, same old Houston Texans, right? Getting past the wild card round, then whatever the hell happens in the divisional matchup. But it starts this Sunday, man, and I wonder what the game plan is. Like, if it's first drive scoring touchdown, right? Because the Houston Texans are the fourth highest scoring team in quarters 1 and 2.
Yeah, they can do that.
Oh, okay. I don't have to see you again. Great job. Preseason, like Nick Stevenson said, and let Mills Millies go out there and Mills Mafia stand up and let's sling the rock all around and have some fun the final week of football.
I'm glad you brought that up. I want to ask you a question, man.
If you try to bring me up some quarterback controversy, like I'm gonna leave this episode right now.
I just want to ask you,
Oh my god.
what if Mills goes out there and throws for 3 hundo and 4 touchdowns?
Then you're gonna see all the brain dead idiots in our Houston Texans fandom that are gonna say Mills Millie needs to be out there.
They're
Hell, I'll
already
call them
doing
out.
it,
You're
Ruben.
gonna see guys like Noah. You're gonna see guys like Kilo.
Already doing it.
Like I already know exactly who the main ones are going to be. Mills Mafia, stand up. This might be your opportunity, but just expect that type of noise and expect that noise from the outside world too. If Mills goes out there and slings the rock around, right? But we got a little.
Let me tell you how I would do it, man. I wouldn't even play Mills for the whole game. I would
Jesus.
get Keldon, what's his name on the practice squad? I can't remember his name now.
Now you're
Keldon
just asking for people to
Keldon
get hurt,
Slovis.
man.
Keldon Slovis. Put him in the game, bro. Let's see what he can do. Bro, because I'm just saying, I don't care about the Texans fans. We should stop caring about the regular season. The regular season does not matter anymore. We've been here. We've done this. We've won 12 games. We've won 9 games, whatever. We've gotten to
Yeah,
the
but that doesn't
playoffs.
mean you bench your backup quarterback.
I'm not saying bench him, but maybe you play him in the first half. If he looks good, okay, cool. Because you're gonna
What's the
man,
point of that?
because what if CJ gets hurt in the playoff game? You need a backup. I'm just saying, bro. But no, I mean, I'm saying that tongue in cheek. But at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make is just be as healthy as you can going into the playoff game. Because if you don't win 2 playoff games, once again, this is a failed season, and we're gonna be having all eyes on everybody. Everybody's going to be under the microscope if they either lose this home game versus more than likely it's going to be against the Steelers. And the Steelers, that's no guaranteed win, man. I mean, you probably have a slight advantage because you're at home, and they've been struggling as well. But they got some players on that team, man. And
Just the way they're talking, they're the same way we're talking about this team not being good.
yeah, for sure. They kind of mirror one another very, very much. And we talked about it, and I watched the video that you did what was it, yesterday, about possibly resting, and you brought up that CJ might be banged up. We know that Mixon's been banged up a few times. Man, they have nothing to prove in this game, and I know their pride is. There's some players that have pride. You brought up some of the regular season incentives that players like Mixon and Nico are playing for. Listen, man, if they're going out there for regular season incentives, that's going to tell me a lot about this football team and their mentality. Because at this point, that shouldn't even matter. And now I'm saying that because I'm not getting the bag. But I'm just saying, as a Houston Texans fan, Nico, I would rather you be healthy in the playoffs than risk injury just so you can get your 1,000 yards or however many yards, Joe Mixon needs to reach his incentive. I think this team, if that's the mentality they have, man, we don't got the right guys on the squad. That's just my opinion.
You don't want guys to get that extra million.
Look, man, it's because it's not my bag. If it was my bag, of course I'd be out there, man. But I want to win 2 playoff games, bro.
And there's a reason. No, I agree. I'm just ready to see what happens in the postseason, man. I'm like you. I'm ready to get done with this. Maybe
you don't care about the score. You know what my score prediction is? I don't care. I don't care. Like, let's get to the playoffs, man. Let's win 2 playoff games at any cost. Please.
I do think it is important to get some type of confidence going in, though. Like, I do think so too, because you can't have just 2 straight weeks of getting your ass clapped and thinking you could somewhat turn it around. Once the playoffs come. Now we could convince ourselves that, right? We see the Gatorade commercial where the high school team's 13-0, and then the coach wipes it and says that now it's 0-0. Of course, everyone, has that mentality, but they tell that to the underdogs. They tell that to the fucking losers. All right.
Yeah.
It's anyone's game. That's what they tell, the people who have no chance.
Yeah.
Tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. Get some type of confidence, dude.
But are you gonna get that from beating the Titans, bro? Like, maybe if the Chiefs
were anything, dude. Winning cures all. Okay. Winning cures all.
All right. I think we can both agree though, that
like if you get a win and you see Deontay Johnson go dumb, I'm happy.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I think he needs 20 targets this game. Like make him the focal point. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if Mills Millie goes out there with Deontay Johnson and they put up some numbers and we win, I'm happy.
There's gonna be people out there saying to start Mills for the damn playoff game.
And that just goes to show you how brain dead some of them are.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So maybe Facebook's gonna go crazy.
I mean, I don't listen, man. Like I said, I've never played football, anything close to that level. So I don't know how much chemistry you build in practice versus on the actual playing field. So maybe CJ does need to throw some passes to him in a real game. So yeah, I mean, maybe treat it like a preseason game. Play CJ in the first quarter. Like you said, if they get a scoring drive,
and sit down.
If they look like trash, maybe play them one more quarter.
And you just have to think, bro, like also like they've been garbage all year. anything positive at this moment is gonna add to their confidence.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if they were a good offense the entire year and they just got smacked against Baltimore. Like, we could say no, right? That's one moment where you
Yeah.
just crap the bed. No,
Mm.
you've been crapping the bed all year. And when your whole season has just been negative, 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 anything's positive
Yeah, for sure.
is going to potentially change that luck around, and that's what you hope happens in this meaningless, like you said, because I do agree this is a meaningless game.
Yeah.
But what you don't want is on wild card weekend you get popped 30-0,
Mm.
you get popped 24-0, you
Yeah.
you don't put up a touchdown.
Yeah.
We're gonna say, what the hell were you doing last week?
You're not letting the Astros outscore you. Oh man, that was embarrassing. I don't even want to think about
Dude,
that game
and
anymore.
like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like the D'Amico had to realize that his offense is dog water.
Yeah.
Not even dog water, bong water. Like, just horrible.
Stale, stank ass bong
Just
water.
just just horrible. The bronchitis in there floating around. Like, just that's why
Man.
when I saw his reaction saying, "No, yeah, they need to be out there. We need to be playing good football." I think he needs to see it himself, and the team needs to see it themselves.
Yeah. No, I expect that to be the mentality of
Yeah.
the head coach and the team. Players want to play, and obviously those incentives probably don't hurt. So I say that once again, tongue in cheek, and it's not my bag. Like, I'm just so invested in seeing this team do something that they've never done before. And it's still a possibility, man. As down as we have been on this team and the offense, mostly all year, like you said, winning cures all, man. They win 2 playoff games, and all of a sudden we're hopeful again. All of a sudden we're excited about next season.
You win
You
wild
know?
card weekend, the hope is back.
You think so?
Dude,
We've seen
absolutely.
that. We've seen that though.
And we're excited every single time, no?
Yeah, we're excited, but are you gonna feel confident going into Baltimore or into
I know my I know
Buffalo?
my bias ass is going to be thinking
You'll find the silver lining
like
somewhere, right?
we'll have like we'll and that's what you want is just a puncher's chance, right? It
Yeah,
goes back to what I said. That's what they tell the losers, right?
yeah.
You want a puncher's chance. It's anybody's game,
But
but
Ruben, this defense gives this team a puncher's chance
that's what
against anybody. All you
facts.
need is the offense to make a couple of key plays, man, and this defense will give you that chance. Now, I know it didn't look that way versus Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson might go down as the greatest football player of all time. You got to play better than you did against him last week, obviously. But that being said, man, this defense, if it's healthy, if it's got everybody, back from suspension, Azeez Al-Shaair, you got the cornerbacks doing their thing, you got, your secondary doing their thing, and then you let Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter go to work, you have a puncher's chance in any game. This offense just has to do something. I feel like it's that meme, like just poking the Texans offense, do something. And if they can get that done, man, then I will feel a little bit more confident. If offensively they look good in the wild card game, I will feel a lot more confident going into the divisional game that they do have that puncher's chance for
Yeah,
sure.
because then you're gonna start hearing people say, "Oh, playoff Stroud, playoff this,
Yeah,
playoff that." Like, who's to say our quarterback doesn't put the Superman cape on and just goes insane the
I would
final
love it.
month of the season? We don't know,
I would love it. I
but
would love it. And you
it's
know
the
what?
fact that you
CJ
got
could use
yourself an opportunity.
CJ could use a win, man, because unfortunately, and I feel bad for him. He's taking L's in the media right now,
Dude, he's getting
and they're gonna do that.
crucified.
Yeah, he's getting crucified, man. And there's, I think he said it best last season when the Texans were winning and he was the hottest thing on the market. He said, man, I know that as much as they love me right now, it could flip on a dime. So, and he called his shot and he was right, man, because there's people turning on him already. Like we said, calling for Mills. It's crazy. I still believe in the young man. I do think he's banged up. I would be banged up too if I'd been smacked as many times as he's been smacked this season. But I still believe in him as a leader. I believe in D'Amico Ryans, man. And the Texans will have a puncher's chance. Will they succeed? I don't know. And the question is, that's going to hurt in the moment. But we've talked about so many times how the Houston Texans are trying to build something that's permanent, that's long term. And it's going to hurt because we want to see our team win. But honestly, man, like I said, win 2 playoff games and all of that excitement, all of that hype is back about this team next season. Hopefully with a new offensive coordinator. But we'll have plenty of time to have that
And Mike
conversation.
McDaniels keeps on winning.
I know, right? We'll have plenty of time to have that conversation in the offseason. In the meantime, Ruben, once again, I want to wish you a very happy new year. I want to wish all of our listeners a very happy new year. You guys, please celebrate responsibly tonight. Use that Uber app, man. Trust me, a DUI ain't nothing to mess with. You guys make sure you have a great time, and we will see you guys next week on ESPN, back on ESPN Houston's YouTube channel. Ruben, as always, I want to give Mr. 713 the floor to take us out of this show and give us something to get hype about in this final game of the 2024 season.
All right, you beautiful bastards.
Mm.
You know what's great about the ending of a year? You get to enter a brand new one.
Mm.
And this is the mindset that everyone has when they get into a new year. I want to be better. I want to be different. You're going to have a lot of Houston Texans coaches and players look on the mirror in January 1st and say, I got to be better. And God damn it, you hope that 53 of those Houston Texans believe that and they attack this game and they swarm this game like they do want to get better. Energy is a drug.
Mm.
And it is contagious as a coronavirus. You get any type of confidence, you get any type of energy heading into the postseason. And we as Houstonians, we don't need a lot to buy back in.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is the way we got to go, Houston versus everyone, let's stop wanting to be the team that everyone loves. Let's be the underdog every single time. If that gets it done, then that gets it done. But there's a reason why we love underdogs, because they did something that no one thought they could have. I'm looking at Andy Ruiz walking into Madison Square Garden, undefeated Anthony Joshua, knocks him out. I'm looking at the young USA team, hockey players, defeating Russia, Olympic. Do you believe in miracles? I do. Ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Texans are going to enter 2025 division champions and an opportunity to stare at that Lombardi trophy and take it home for the night. The only question is, guys, can they get it done? I sure hope so.
Bro, give me a helmet and some pads right now. I'm ready to run through a wall for Mr. 713. Listen, man, here's the good news. There's no playoff series, man. You got to win one game at a time.
And that's what's crazy, bro. Like
Win
it just takes one. Like we've seen, like everyone brings up the Giants, but no one believed in those bastards.
Nah, not at all.
And they did it twice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they were what, 9-7 the first time?
9-7 the first time, and I think they're 9-7 the second time.
Yeah, either 9 or 10 wins the second time.
Yeah.
Either way, man. Yeah, and everybody does love an underdog, man. And here's the thing.
Nick Foles.
We know what this team can do when it's at its best. We just haven't seen it yet, man. And it's going to be tough. They're battling some injuries. But listen, man, this is where you find out if your team has the heart of a champion, man. So I can't wait to see what happens in these next few weeks. Thank you so much, Ruben. Thank you guys for listening once again. 30 episodes in. We are looking so much forward to continuing this in 2025, whether it be on 713 Houston Sports, which, if you are not following 713 Houston Sports, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. I will make sure that the links are in the description. And you can find me at Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. Whether you watch your podcast, you can find me on YouTube. I do lives on Facebook, on Twitch, on X. And if you listen to your podcast, then my podcast is available on any audio platform that you may want to find. Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, anywhere you get your podcast fix, you can find my stuff. And I will make sure I leave my links in the description as well.
I posted it last time.
You did. My man Ruben coming through, man. And I appreciate you so much, man. I'm looking forward to next year. Guys, we love you. In the meantime, I want you to stay 10 toes down for the H. Good night.